Hello again. This is George Sandmann. I'm the founder and CEO of Growth Drive. Growth Drive is the number one best-selling business advising platform, and this is episode 4 of our core concepts. Okay, this is core concepts in the methodology and process for growing private business profits and value. Episode 4, we're going to talk about ThreeDog. ThreeDog. I had one of my sons intern for me a few years ago, and it took him a nanosecond to nickname the 3 dimensions of business growth ThreeDog. We don't use that publicly, but let's have some fun. We're doing that here. So the 3 dimensions of business growth, guys, so powerful. CEOs, as we covered in episode 1, only want one of 3 things. You can offer them a dozen choices. They only want one of 3 things. They want to grow the business 62% of the time. They want to make it easier to run 21% of the time. And they want to sell it 17% of the time. Okay. That is what informs the 3 dimensions of business growth. How do we meet a client where they are and say, yeah, I can help you with that. And from the and on, we educate them about what they're going to need to do to get the success they want. And to how do we get you to your aspirational revenue and business value goals? And the 3 dimensions of growth are the way to do it, guys. This is the best methodology out there. It's not me saying that, it's your colleagues. Okay. Huge enthusiasm. So the 3 dimensions of growth are the key to making profit and value growth actionable. Strategic capacity measures it. To increase strategic capacity, we need to move in the 3 dimensions of business growth. So let's dig in. And the 3 dimensions of growth are an OKR-based methodology and process. OKR, objectives and key results. Look it up. Great way of running the world. 3 dimensions, predictable profits and cash flow. That makes the business easier to run and is the launch pad for growth. And you'll understand in a sec why that is. Predictable, sustainable growth. That's the number one CEO goal. That's what we want to do. Okay, great. Maybe there's some things we should do first. Teaser. 3, predictable, transferable value. The ultimate measure of business success. Right? We don't start a business to have a job. We start a business to create a valuable asset. We don't take the risks and work the hours that we do as entrepreneurs to have a job, right? I could have a job at McDonald's. I could have a job at 3M. Nope, I'm building a business. It is my passion. This is what we're doing. I'm doing it. Your clients are doing it. You're doing it with your advisory business, right? So OKRs. Each dimension has 8 growth driving objectives. And each of those 8 objectives has an average of approximately 5 key results, 7 in some, 4 in others. So objectives and key results. And how does that play out? Guys, it plays out very logically, okay? This timeline is where we would start and run a client. Now, let's imagine that we had 3 years to work with them. If they've got less than 3 years, they've put themselves into a bit of a corner. We can still do a lot of good, but let's just make this easy and say we got 3 years. And Jane has said to us, hey, I want to grow the business, and I'm going to invest in marketing, and we're going to buy some machines and hire some people. And I might say, okay, great. Well, let's just look at marketing. Investing in marketing, you see it there in predictable growth, right? Investing in marketing is a great idea. Do you have a sales process to, maybe before you do that, would it make sense? Would it make sense if we made sure you have a sales process to turn those leads that you're buying, right? That you're buying into revenues. And if we're going to turn them into revenues, might we make sure that your operations, your SOPs can support the increased order flow and do it in a way that generates high customer satisfaction? Because Jane, when you generate high customer satisfaction, you're very likely to maximize your recurring revenues. Are you following me over on the left side here? Your recurring revenues, and you might even create enough value, right? Differentiate yourself as a quality player that you can charge more and generate margins that are above the industry norm. By the way, the other way to tackle margins is efficiency. Let's find out if your people are productive, and let's make sure that we minimize turnover, that they're loyal, that we have a great retention. Now imagine telling that story and saying to Jane, does that make sense to you? Now, who is going to say, no, that doesn't make sense? That's a stupid idea. I just want to turn on the money hose and buy me some leads. Okay, well, good luck. And you have just qualified the client, and I would be saying good day and picking up my briefcase and walking out the door. Okay, 3 dimensions of growth, 3 sets of. We start with effective senior leadership and work our way all the way through brand. Brand, by the way, is the outside manifestation of a strategic culture. That's a teaser. You want to learn about that? You got to sit through C3D. You don't sit through it, you participate, and it's super fun. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it down because we can't drink the whole ocean at once. And when we get into execution leadership, you're going to see how these are sprints. Think of each of these as a quarterly sprint, right? Maybe we're running 2 a quarter. We break those sprints down into cascading win to win to win. We build strength like building a wall. All right, so we have our intent. Dimension 1 would be, hey man, I just want to make this easier to run. Very cool. We're going to have 8 objectives. Each of those 8 objectives in turn has a key result. This is very intuitive. This is as complicated as it gets. And you'll see this play out in the software. In the software, we have the objectives. We have in level 1, in clarity 1, we ask one question about the 24 growth driving objectives. In level 2, we ask an average of 4.7, 5 additional questions on each of the 24 growth driving objectives. So we have objectives and key results, and then we have we have execute guidance. So we'll tell you how to achieve those key results. All of this, by the way, is embedded in our 90.io integration. There is the 3 dimensions of growth. If you have any questions, turn on your phone, hit the QR code, and we'd be glad to chat anytime. Listen, you don't have to be a customer to have a conversation with us, and we are committed to your success. Thank you.